Welcome to Skeptics to Seekers, Exploring the Edges of Wellness, the podcast where we dive deep into the world of holistic health and self-discovery. Join your hosts, Leandra Jackson and Heather Bergen, as we guide you on a journey to uncover the secrets of wellness. Each episode will challenge the conventional wisdom, explore innovative practices, and empower you to take charge of your well-being. Get ready to transform your skepticism into curiosity and your curiosity into a path to wellness. Let's embark on this journey together.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us. I'm Leandra.
And I'm Heather.
Today, we're going to be focusing on taking stock of where we are now before getting into 2026. And that is to be able to set goals for 2026, not necessarily resolutions, but be able to set ourselves up for a good, successful year. And we're going to have some good reflection, clarity, and intentional growth. So Heather is going to go into some great detail about the Wheel of Life and how we can be successful with this aspect of coaching.
Yes. So, all of a sudden the new year comes upon us and we feel compelled to set goals or resolutions or something. So we definitely want to talk more about goal setting than resolution setting, but there's a pre-step to that, and that is taking stock of where you are now. One of the ways I help people figure this out without just randomly trying to figure out where they are is using this exercise called the Wheel of Life. You could probably Google Wheel of Life and find some type of exercise on that. And it's a really good idea to just take a moment and reflect where you are now. The Wheel of Life looks like a little web, and you just sort of rate yourself where you are in each category. And the categories that I use are, and I'll go into each of these in a little more depth, but spirituality, money and finance, career and work, health and fitness, fun and recreation, environment, community, family and friends, partners and love, and growth and learning. So that's a lot of areas. Some of that you maybe didn't even think about, right? Like a lot of people, honestly, a lot of people set like diet and exercise. They seem to think that's like the goals they need to set, and they're not even really thinking about how all these other parts of life play into our lives. So, and don't fluff it up, right? Like say there's something that doesn't seem important to you and it's low, rate it low. That's fine. Maybe it's not important to you.
How would you rate it? Like 1 is the lowest that you would need the most support, and 10 is like, oh, good to go.
I would just rate where you are and not really judge it.
Well, yeah, but that's kind of like the scale you want to
rate. Yeah, like 1 would be low, right? So for spirituality, it would be, do you have a spiritual practice? Do you feel divinely guided? Do you trust that your life is unfolding as it's intended to? Do you feel joyful and grateful? Do you feel strongly about your spiritual beliefs and live by these beliefs? Do you follow your intuition? So I group all of that under spirituality. Yeah. So notice I did not ask, do you go to church, right? Which maybe that is an important thing for you and you do go to church, right? But that you could factor that in for sure if you feel like that really supports you in that area. But also think about those other questions too. And it's not just I went to church, check.
Right. Don't just check the box. You have to really focus on that spiritual side.
Yeah. Right. And then money and finance. Do you feel like you have enough money? Is money easy to come by? Does thinking about money energize you or deplete you? Are you able to buy yourself nice things? Or do you spend more than you earn? So again, kind of deeper questions to think about while you're answering each area. Career and work. Does your work fulfill you? Are you appreciated for your talents? Do you provide a service others benefit from? Do you feel successful? And then health and fitness. Do you have a routine that allows you to move your body in a purposeful way? Do the foods you eat nourish and replenish you? Do you get enough sleep? Do you get regular health care? Or do you get sick often? Do you take pride in your appearance? Fun and recreation. Do you schedule time for fun? Sometimes that area, people don't even think about that. Like, they're so busy grinding and working, they've stepped away from fun. And that's an important area in your personal growth and health. Do you have a hobby or skill that you pursue? Do you spend time in nature? Do you listen to music? Do you play?
Playing is fun.
Playing is fun, and lots of times we don't. I mean, honestly, I played a lot more when my kids were younger, and then they got older, and I wasn't playing as much. Right. And I think a lot of women, that falls out of their lives, and suddenly they need to intentionally bring that back in. And remember what they enjoy, because it's fun to do stuff with your kids, but then they get older and it's like, oh wait, what do I like doing? What's fun for me?
Yeah.
So
even if it's just going to the shooting range, hey, you can consider that a good fun play date.
I mean, honestly, I think yoga's fun. Yes, and especially if I go to yoga and meet up with others in the community and have a time to connect with them. Or hiking is fun. It could also fall under the health and fitness area too. So if you get a twofer,
nice,
even better. And then your environment. How's your house? How's your space? Is it clean? Is it organized? Do you feel relaxed when you walk into your house? Is it enjoyable? Think of one or two things you love about where you live. Yeah. So things like that. Or are you really unhappy in your environment? Something to consider.
Yeah.
Community. Are you involved in community? Do you have people you can count on? If you had an emergency, is there someone you could call? Do you volunteer and give back to your community? And again, maybe that's an area that's not important to you. So just rate it wherever you feel you fall, and then we'll go back and visit that. Family and friends. Do you have people you can count on? I've just, I would say I've been a lot more discerning about my friendships this year, personally. Like, who are you surrounding yourself with? Are these people that are lifting you up, or are they dragging you down?
Right.
And maybe get more intentional if you're not finding that your circle of friends is supporting you in this stage of your life, figuring out how to make new friends. And then partners and love. How are you feeling in your main relationship? Are you validated, respected, valued? And do you reciprocate all of those things? Do you have a physical and emotional connection? Do you feel lovable? Do you hold resentments, or do you forgive easily? Do you have gratitude in your relationship? I'm going to add that, because that was something that just came for me this year, was really bringing gratitude into my relationship. Yeah. So, and then growth and learning. Okay. Like, I'm always going to put this on my wheel of life, because I love learning new things and growing.
Me too.
And paying attention to that. Let's see. And then there's just the whole self-discovery. Do you know who you are? Are you learning who you are each day? Let's see. Do you put time toward your personal growth on an intellectual, emotional, and physical level? So again, twofers. We can throw yoga in there.
Definitely. Yeah.
So some of these areas can be overlapping, which I think you are about to talk about.
Yes. And I was just rating myself. And when I first did this with Heather, when I did the whole 8-week program with her, my ratings were a lot lower than they are now. So I'm pretty happy about that.
Where your attention goes, energy flows. Just
yes, love that.
even noticing an area and then paying attention to it, even if you're not always intentionally working in that area, just having brought that attention to it can, when you start making decisions, you might just weigh that in.
Right. And when you are doing those, you don't have to focus all or nothing. You know, it's like you don't have to get trapped in trying to fix everything all at once. You want to focus just on a few things, you know, 2 or 3 of these categories at a time. But if you get a twofer, like how Heather was saying, then that's amazing. But don't think that you have to fix all the lower rated things, or even enhance the ones that do have a pretty decent rating. And if it's not important, if it's just not on your radar and it's rated low, then just give it some time. It will start to trickle down.
Right. You don't have to pay attention to it.
Exactly.
It doesn't have to, just because you're low in a category, it just might not be that important to you right now.
Right. If your energy and attention are limited to something, then focus that energy and attention onto something that either you want to do, that's more urgent, or that improves your energy, that gives you, energizes you to create a better rating for that category. For example, if health, fitness, finances, and relationships are low, choose the 1 or 2 that feel the most urgent or energizing. And you can ask, like, which areas, if improved, would make the biggest difference in your overall life satisfaction. So you can say, well, you know, my relationship is definitely part of this urgent category. So it's going to make the biggest difference because that's where your love and attention and maybe your creativity kind of comes in. So, or just your community, your family, or your spirituality. Just gauge what you feel will improve your life the most. So it doesn't have to be everything, and it doesn't have to be all or nothing.
Right. And you will be amazed if you start the year out, there may be a category that you do think requires your attention, and you start focusing your attention on that category, and suddenly it no longer feels like it requires your attention. Now, I'm going to just say, I did a similar exercise like this years and years ago. I had said, I want to go back to work. And I was like, oh, I really want to go back to work. I kept saying, oh, I want to go back to work. But I literally never put any effort into going back to work. And these were back in the days when you actually had an ad in the paper for a job. I mean, okay. So I looked in the paper. I was like, I will look in the paper for ads. I looked in the paper. I saw one. I called. I set up an interview, and I got a job. Nice. It was literally, and I was like, oh,
you're putting it out there.
Take that off my list.
Yeah.
Like, it literally just required me to actually put some effort toward that goal that I had been thinking about, but I hadn't actually taken any steps towards it. So it's kind of funny. I mean, it sounds ridiculous, but I can guarantee that you probably have these things in your life too, where you think you need to do something, but you haven't actually taken a step toward doing it. And then as soon as you actually take a step and move in that direction, it was so much easier, and it's like it spent all this time weighing on you, and if you would have just taken that step and taken that action, you can get. And that brings me to, then you can like maybe go back and set a new goal. So these aren't your only goals for the year, right? These are your goals until you feel like you've gotten them to that space where they're manageable. Maybe you've created habits in that area, so you're not thinking about it like, you know, like I teach Monday morning yoga. Well, I teach it, so you know I'm going, right?
Yeah.
But you just set that thing in place, and then you don't ponder, should I go? It's just a habit. So that's part of creating goals. And you can create what's called a SMART goal around each of these areas. So you pick a couple areas and then you pick specific, measurable, achievable, and time-bound goals. So you set a time and some actions that you're going to take, and then you'll know if you've actually achieved your goal. Set short time-bound goals. Like, don't make it by the end of the year, I will XYZ. Because no, you have way too long to put it off. By the end of the month, I will have gone to the gym 3 times a week, every week.
So the only part about the SMART goals that I get a little bit confused on is the measurable part. Mm-hmm. Like how, I mean, okay, if you're talking about finances, like you want to make so much at the end of the month. Okay, that's measurable. You see that income at the end of the month. But when it comes to like you said, going to the gym
3 times a week.
Okay, 3 times a week. So that's what we're measuring, is just that you actually go 3 times a week.
Went 3 times a week. Preferably you actually worked out and you went there and did not just buy a cup of coffee and go home. But you know what? If that's where you're at, and just, they say sometimes it's like just getting dressed and getting out the door, even if you don't walk for that long or do that thing, even if if one time you don't work out that hard and you just go to the gym and you walk on the treadmill for 20 minutes, but you're like, I went, you did. It counts.
It does.
So don't feel like you have to have the hardest workout every time, right?
Yeah,
and then maybe you've created that goal and then you're like, I'm going to lift XYZ weights when I go to the gym. You know, you can add on, but don't make it so hard that it's not achievable. Make it achievable. Make yourself feel that success.
Right.
And again, working with a coach or even a friend can help you create those SMART goals so that they feel achievable and time-bound.
Like an accountability buddy.
So, and then journaling about it, sharing with a mentor. Why do you even want to do these things? What is the point? So taking a moment to imagine yourself at the end of 26. You can just like close your eyes and see like, who is this person, this me at the end of 2026? How will I feel? How will I look? How will I interact with people? Who will be around me? And just like really creating that vision. This is another whole section of my life coaching program. So it's like, but creating that vision of how you will look and feel can really help motivate you to stick with those goals.
That was something that really helped me this last spring to, get to where I wanted to be at the end of the season, and just kind of changing the mindset. So that reflection piece is so very important. Yeah, I agree. And so when it comes to just kind of recapping on all of this, assess the wheel of life for yourself. If you haven't already, rate yourself on these categories. Go back, listen to them again, write them down, put it on your vision board for the year. I think, are you going to be doing a vision board class in January?
I need to do that.
Okay, that would be amazing. Maybe we should do that for our next podcast.
Okay.
And she did an amazing one in person. And then Sarah's going to be doing one at Treehouse, I think, this month as well. So choose 1 to 3 areas to focus on. Don't overwhelm yourself. Set clear, intentional, SMART goals. And you can chalk it up to like monthly or quarterly. It doesn't have to be all at one, the whole year. Just chalk it up to SMART, relevant chunks. And, clarity is power. By knowing where you are now, you can step into 26 with focus and confidence. So we want to invite you to post any reflections or any ratings for yourself. And we'd love to be able to just hear what you have to say about it. Also, share this podcast if you feel like you have somebody in your life that could benefit from it. And we would love to hear from you. I think that's probably about everything we have to share on the Wheel of Life and going into 2026. And we hope if you celebrate the holidays, happy holidays.
Yeah. And I would say also, if you want to share, if anything, any aha moments, because I actually feel like going through that Wheel of Life can really give a lot of aha moments.
Definitely. I agree.
Or something like, oh, I've never thought about it that way before.
Mm-hmm.
So feel free to share that too in the comment section.
Those are my pride and joy, or the aha moments at my work. So I'd love to hear that.
Yeah, same.
So thank you so much for joining us, and have a wonderful week.